I'm Dave Wurzel, and you're watching PHTV4. This is Meet the Merchant. Today, Meet the Merchant is at Running for Kicks on 127th and Palos Heights. We've got Mel Diab, the owner, here. We're going to talk about your store and the incredible service you guys provide. But first, we've got to acknowledge, how many years have you been in business?
I can't believe it. It's 28 and a half years, and my mom would say in a blink of an eye, and it just went like that. It's incredible, you know.
It is amazing to think 28 years that you've been in business here, and obviously it's a tribute to what a great job you do here, but it does go by fast, right, the way it slips by?
Plus, I have a great team that works with me, too, and our mantra at Running for Kicks is that we're invested in your success, whether you're a beginner walker or a seasoned walker, a beginner runner or a seasoned runner. We want you to be successful to reach your goals.
You know, and thank you for that, because that's a great kind of segue into the first question I want to ask you about. You sell running shoes. You carry other shoes. You carry other clothing products. But maybe we can talk about the shoes first, because it's not like somebody needs to think, well, I'm not a runner. That's not what I do. Walking, jogging, running, or anybody just for out and about, getting the right shoe on. Can you talk about that a little bit? Because I know you guys are really, really good, your staff, at making sure whatever your purpose is, we're going to get you in the shoe.
You know, we are so blessed. We have a lot of podiatrists, physical therapists, and neurosurgeons. They send their patients here because they trust us to put them in the right category of shoes. Like I said, shoes, we believe shoes should feel good as soon as you put them on right out of the box. All the shoe companies out there make great shoes. It's all about the category of your foot structure and the issues you have. And there's so many excuses not to exercise. We don't want to add ill-fitting shoes.
You know, and unfortunately, and you may be too, I'm of the age where I remember buying shoes and then there was a break-in process. You always wore them. You're like, yeah, I'll break them in for the next few weeks and then they'll be fine. That's not the case anymore.
We're kind of old school. We believe shoes should feel great out of the box. And when I started running in high school, I'm class of '69, South Shore High School. There was only two running shoes out there, Puma and Adidas. And back then, you know, we could run in anything because we were young, you know. And everything was lightweight and no cushion, no support.
And then, you know, you've talked about this a little bit, but I'm going to ask you to elaborate on a little bit. And that's the idea that, you know, like say, well, no, I'm not a runner, you know, but I want a good pair of shoes. I mean, I'm talking about maybe I go for a walk around the block, or, you know, I'm walking at work, or I'm shopping and I'm walking. Do I really need to get a good pair of running shoes at my feet at that point still?
Absolutely, you know, especially, you know, we have a lot of nurses that do 12-hour shifts. You know, people who work in restaurants 8 and 10 hours, they have to have proper shoes so they don't get plantar fascial spurs or knee or back issues, you know. And, again, shoes have to feel great.
All right, thank you, because that's exactly what I want to hear. At work, I'm on my feet for 5, 6, 7 hours with little breaks in between. Getting in the right shoes is going to help me avoid a lot of the problems you're talking about. All right, so we got that part of it. The next question I want to talk to you about is running shoes. We kind of talked about the age of we broke shoes in, or there are only a couple of brands. We're way beyond that now. Can you talk a little bit about how shoe design has changed over the years, or where we're at today? Yeah,
this designed in a positive way. They're more durable with the carbon bottom. They have more cushion, more support. The technology, when you're walking or running, it has a smoother heel-to-toe transitions, so it rolls forward quicker instead of slapping the ground, so less shock to your body.
Okay. And, you know, you mentioned like the cushion thing, and I want to talk about some people maybe walk or run a little bit on the outside of their foot, or some are on the inside, or some are maybe neutral. And there are shoes for all these different types of...
Exactly. It's all about the category of shoes. So let's say this is somebody's foot right here. If somebody who has low arches have a tendency to pronate like this, so when we discover that, we want to kick them out like that to make them more neutral. Let's say they have wicked high arches and they supinate. We want to roll them in. So we want to make every runner and walker neutral from your foot all the way up to your neck.
And then that's going to help them deal with, knee issues, hip issues, back issues, all of it.
Exactly. Again, we want you to be successful. You know, that's our main goal. Whatever you want to do, we want to make sure you're successful.
You know, you make a really good case. So I'm going to definitely encourage people. Yes, full disclosure, I buy all my running shoes here now, and I don't run. I'm a walker, but I walk quite a bit, or I'm on my feet a lot. It makes a world of difference to be in the right shoe. You know,
We always say motion is lotion. You don't have to worry about running fast or running slow or walking fast or walking slow. It's time on your feet. Just keep moving. Think of minutes, time on your feet, and try to be consistent. We say at least 4 days a week. Absolutely. We have a gentleman, his name is Richard. He's 95 years old. He's been shopping with us for about maybe 3-4 years. He walks 30 minutes a day. He's incredible. When he comes in here, he's sharp as a tack. And every time he comes in here, he says, I want to grow up to be like you, Richard. Yeah.
it's a good goal then, right? We all want to be that active or moving. Just keep moving, keep moving. All right. You also carry. Can you talk a little? I know you carry a lot of other products, socks, and can you talk about what other items people will find here?
All the clothing and socks we carry are made from a fabric called Cool Max. And what it does, it wicks sweat away. It goes in the fabric and evaporates. So it keeps your foot dry and then less chafing up here and in your shorts, less chafing. So we want to make you as comfortable as possible, not only with the shoes, but the clothing, okay? We also carry energy gels and energy chews that people use in a long workout. We also carry Garmin watches that tell you time and distance. We also, about 2 years ago, we started getting calls for pickleball. And I noticed back 4 years ago in Sarasota, Florida, it was huge back then. So it started getting calls, and now we carry K-Swiss pickleball shoes, which is nice. And the difference between a pickleball shoe and a running shoe, they have support on either side, so you can't turn your ankle. The bottom is smoother, and it has a really reinforced toe, so it's very durable.
So one more reason to wear the right shoe for what you're going to do.
Any sport, yeah, exactly. Again, if you wear a shoe and it starts to hurt you and you get blisters, then we don't want you to say that, well, maybe I'm not supposed to work out. You know, everybody has to work out, and then we want to get you the right shoe.
See the mantra: keep moving, right?
Motion is lotion, yeah, absolutely.
So we've talked about your store and your business, but you guys do other things as well. They've got a great website. Check out the website. Maybe you can talk about that. Running groups, or do you do those still?
Monday night, we have a group that meets here about 5:15. They leave at about 5:30. We get anywhere between 10 and 40 people to show up. We have anywhere from pace groups from 9:30 pace to 13-minute pace. We also have some run-walk groups that come here, and we put water out for them, and they come back here. We do events like yesterday we did a Hoka event, and we bring shoe companies in here, and they test out new shoes that are going to be built for 2026, and then we have raffles and everything like that. We make it fun, you know. I'm very lucky to be in this business.
It sounds like it, and I do like the idea of that support group thing. If you want to run or you want to walk, you know, you can join up with some people to help, keep you motivated, moving. I'm going to ask you a question. We were talking about this early, but. I go through shoes, and sometimes I've got that old shoe that it's like, all right, I'm going to need to retire it, even though I feel kind of bad because it's not really necessarily it's not wrecked. I mean, it's still a decent shoe. It still works. Yeah. Any thoughts on what I can do with that old shoe? I know you got an answer for me.
I work with this company called Share Your Souls. Mona Purdy does a great job. I've been working there with about maybe 15 years, and I think about 6 or 7 years she made time 100 people, you know. And she cleans them up and she gives it to people with no shoes. She'll go to places where they have tornadoes or hurricanes and floods and donate the shoes there. She went overseas to donate shoes. So she's an amazing woman. So we'll take old walking shoes and running shoes, and she takes them and, like I said, cleans them up and donates them. She's amazing. It's called Share Your Souls if you ever want to donate any money to her, you know.
Or they can bring those shoes here, and you'll take. So another great thing to do, whether you're moving into a new style of shoe, or you've got a shoe that's not beat up, slightly used or gently used, you've got a home for it somewhere.
Absolutely. Don't throw them out. There's somebody we might not like them, but people with no shoes, it's a new shoe to them. Okay.
And, just as a final thing, I want to say congratulations, give you a chance. Any other thing you want to say about, shoes or your business. Obviously, you're an expert in this field. You've been doing it for 28 years. I've watched you help people. You've helped myself and my wife and my family. Can you talk about the service you guys provide and what your shoe business is like today?
It's service and product knowledge. Not only do we fit people with shoes, but if somebody has an injury, like a knee injury or shin splints or plantar fascia, we give them exercises to kind of help heal quicker, and so it's a full service thing. If somebody wants to start running or walking, we have plans. We have workout plans we give them. Somebody wants to run their first 5K, I have a plan for that, or 10K, half marathon or full. So it's not just about selling the shoes, it's all encompassing. We want that person to be successful in their goals.
Well, and obviously it speaks to your 28 years in business. That's wonderful, Mel. Congratulations.
I'm blessed. Something about Palos Heights. My kids are 47, 45. We moved here when they were in fourth grade, in Palos East and West. They went to. So I've lived in Palos Heights all my life, and I have a business now that's 28 and a half years in. So I'm truly blessed to be here.
No, and we're blessed to have you here. Genuinely are. So thank you. Congratulations on 28 years. Too much to ask for another 28.
It's funny. I turned 75 March 16th, and I just signed a 2-year lease. So I say I feel 77.
Okay, so we can guarantee two more.
We're going 2 years at a time. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks, Mel. Again, congratulations. Obviously, you do a great job here.
I again truly blessed. I have a great team. It's a great community. I'm a lucky guy.
Well, I'm going to encourage people. If you've been here, all those great things are going on. If you haven't, you definitely want to check it out. So thanks again, Mel. I'm Dave Worsley. You've been watching PHTV4 Meet the Merchant. Meet the Merchant today has been at Running for Kicks in Palos Heights, and we've been talking with owner Mel Diab. Thank you for watching.